Okay, so it's me, you, North Central, East End. Here you go. And one for you, and Miss Silverio. And two for you, and two for you. And a pair of scissors. All right, David, can you do me a favor? Can you just go check the camera and make sure that if I'm here, everything's looking good? Just kind of give me an idea of how far left and right I can go.
That would be perfect. That's a little bit too much.
Okay, so over here is good, and I would imagine I can go all the way over here.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, all right, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna fold the paper. We're gonna fold the green paper hamburger style. So you're gonna fold it that way, make it a good like halfway point, fold it, and then crease it. All right, now, once you've done that, we're gonna open it up, so we kind of have a book, and you're gonna fold this side into the middle, and do the same for the other side. You're gonna fold both sides into the middle, so that you can divide your paper into fourths. And then we're gonna crease. Fold it into the middle, and crease. So if you've done it right, you're gonna kind of look like this. And let's go back into the book. Now here's where you're gonna be really careful with the scissors. Okay, we're gonna cut the way the book opens. The book opens out at you. We're gonna cut from the crease to this other line, this halfway point. Okay, so I'm gonna cut from the big fold to the middle. Now be careful before you start cutting. In total, we're gonna want to make 9 cuts. The easy way to do that is find the middle and make that first cut. Remember, you're going from the crease to the middle. So what you've just done is you've cut the middle of your paper, but you haven't cut the sides. That's going to be the first of 9 cuts. Now that you've got this first cut, we're going to make 4 more cuts to the right, 4 more cuts to the left. We don't have to go all OCD, but you're making 4 cuts. Get them as close to evenly spaced as you can. So 1, 2 cuts, 3 cuts, 4 cuts, and then 4 cuts over here as well. First cut. Right, you're making a total of 9 cuts, but remember that first one where we cut the halfway? 2 cuts, 3 cuts, and 4 cuts. Now your cuts are really well spaced. Really good at that. So if you've done this correctly, it should kind of look something like this. And if you really want to get clever about it, you can roll the ends together and it looks like those lanterns. This is not the end goal, but this is what it looks like. All right, so you've made your cuts. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your 2 pieces of paper and you're going to weave it in and out. So in and out, in and out. In and out. And since I've got chunky fingers, this doesn't go nearly as well for me as it does for some other folks. Okay, so you're going to do one paper, and then you're going to do the other one, and you want it in the other pattern. So if like green is on top over here, I want white to be on top on this side. And we're just going to do that same weaving idea. I feel like I'm on one of those cooking shows right now. And I put in the turkey and it's uncooked, and then a second later I go to a different oven and now my turkey is fully perfectly cooked. I guess that means you're the turkey right now, David. Nope.
The turkey's over there.
The turkey, yeah, there actually is a pretty fully cooked turkey over there on the side. Yeah, the weaving is a little bit of a pain, but it is worth it. Magic is about to happen. No, 9 cuts
Oh.
would mean 10 sections. But you know what, my turkey? You can have you can have this one. All right, is there a freeze button on here?
No, I have to do that.
Oh, okay. Can I pull it away now? Oh, no.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, because you're in extend mode, sorry.
There it is, sorry.
It's frozen. All right, David, here you go. Okay, friends at home, you should have something that looks like this. What you need to do is you need to lay your foldable flat. And here's what we're going to do in this first one, power rule. We're just going to write the words power rule. The next one, 1 over x, square root of x, cubed root of x, the product rule. Then we're going to do the extended product rule. We're going to write the quotient rule. Okay, I'm running out of space a little bit, so the next one we're going to do is the chain rule. For you guys, it should be in a different box. And then the last one is the extended chain rule. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the bottom box, we're going to come back to later on in class. So for right now, David, just make sure you copy down power rule, 1 over x, square root of x, cube root of x, product rule, extended product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, extended chain rule. And you should still have one box left at the bottom. Okay. So here's where the magic of the foldable starts to happen. Starting off with this laying flat, I need you to fold this into W position. So where you just wrote is facing up, fold it into a W. Okay, there you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to, with the text facing up in W position, push into the middle, and then you're going to pull the flaps and lay it down. So now what you've got is you've got the inside of your document that you're going to write on. Okay? So I want to make sure we get the order right here. So the first one is the power rule. So in your first box, let's write the power rule. The power rule says, if I'm taking the derivative of x to the n, I bring the power down and I reduce the power by 1. The next one, we're taking the derivative of, I think it was 1 over x, so that's going to be negative 1 over x squared, followed by the derivative of the square root of x, which is 1 over the square root of x, 1 over 2 square roots of x. The derivative of the cubed root of x is 1 over 3 times the cubed root of x squared. The next one we've got is, what is that, product rule? So the derivative of f of x times g of x is f prime times g plus f times g prime. So we get the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the extended product rule, which is the derivative of f times g times h, f prime times g times h plus f times g prime times h plus f times g times h prime. The next one, we've got the derivative of the quotient rule, f of x over g of x. So it's low d high minus high d low, low, low. David, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Low d high minus high d low, low, low. If we have the chain rule next, so the derivative of f of g of x is f prime of g of x times g prime. And the last one is the extended chain rule, f of g of h of x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on the 9th one.
All right.
Okay. So this is f prime of g of h times g prime of h times h prime. Give me a second to get caught up. For the folks doing this at home, you should still have one more box at the bottom that hasn't been filled in yet. We're going to get to that in class. So these are all the derivative rules that you just really need to know and know cold. Product rule, extended product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, extended chain rule, all your special cases of the power rule. These are the ones you want to make sure you get. And you might be thinking, but what about sine of x, cosine, tangent, secant? Where are those going to go? We filled up the foldable. And nah, they're not. Your foldable's not filled yet. So when are you just about done?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait for David to catch up.
I mean, you can go.
Okay. All right. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to lay your foldable flat. You've already had writing on one side. Then you're going to turn it over. When you turn it over, you should have a blank foldable. You're going to lay that flat, and we're going to start writing in the new derivative rules. David, just let me know when I can erase.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. All those other derivative rules that you need to know are what we're going to put on the back. All right. So on the back, we're going to write sine, cosine. We need to know tangent. You need to know secant. I want you to make sure that you know the exponential and the natural log. Okay, now I'm going to start running out of room a little bit here. We also need to know the arc sine, A-R-C-S-I-N-E. We're going to need the arc cosine, and we're going to need the arc tangent. We need to know how to find derivatives of all of those. These last three are functions that we haven't talked about in class yet, but we will next week, and I at least wanted to get them on the foldable.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're good? So you're going to be ahead of all the friends. All right, so now that you've done the writing on this side, you've got to go into W formation again. The paper's probably naturally laying in an M. You need to fold it back into a W. So you're going to fold it into the W formation, fold it into the middle, and then lay it flat. This is the second time you're doing this, and with a little bit of paper magic here, you've got another blank side that you haven't written on yet. So let me erase all this good stuff, and we're going to write all those derivatives in. All right, on the back, the derivative of sine of x, everybody knows, is cosine of x. After that, we've got the derivative of the cosine of x, derivative of cosine of x, negative sine of x. The derivative of the tangent of x is secant squared of x. The derivative for secant of x, we talked about it in class today, but we didn't get a chance to actually finish it and simplify. If you did simplify, the derivative of secant of x is secant times tangent. The derivative of e to the x is e to the x, and since I've got some space, I'm also going to write the derivative of e to the negative x, which is e to the negative x times negative 1. We're going to write the derivative of the natural log of x, which is 1 over x. And now here come the last three. We are going to prove these in class next week, but for right now, derivative of arc sine is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. Nobody watching the film should probably know this at this point. Derivative of arc cosine of x is the negative of the square root of 1 minus x squared. And the derivative of arc tangent is 1 over 1 plus x squared. Derivative of arc sine is 1 divided by square root 1 minus x squared. Derivative of arc cosine is the negative of 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So these are opposites of each other. And the derivative of arc tangent of x is 1 over 1 plus x squared. And that is a complete list of all the derivative rules that you need to know in this unit. If you've made the foldable, show it to me in class for a little bit of extra credit on a homework assignment. I'm thinking that the lowest homework assignment grade is about to get dropped and turned into a 100, even if it's missing one maybe.
Yeah.
I think David's on board with that. For everybody else, you would have to make your own derivative foldable at home, bring it into me complete, and show it to me. Now, of course, if you're at North Central or at East End, I don't really know what the deal is over there, but maybe Mrs. Blakely and Mr. Simler will be kind to you and show some mercy. David, thanks for being my turkey. I'm going to pop you in the oven, and out comes an alumni.
Thanks, David.